Alright guys, so the brand new Roblox Jailbreak update is going to be releasing literally today. We're getting a new jewelry store and also a few other things as well. Also real quick, we are doing a free Power 1 giveaway here in Jailbreak at 60k subs, so if you want to go ahead and enter that giveaway, then make sure you're subscribed. Anyways, getting into all of this new Jailbreak stuff here, basically for those that aren't aware, the jewelry store here is going to be getting a revamp. We got cranes outside of it with wrecking balls, you got the AIP monster trucks and tankers over here, which means that today is your final day to rob this version of the jewelry store in Jailbreak. So yeah, if you want to rob it, then do it now, because later today this new update will be releasing and this will be completely gone. As for what's coming in the new jewelry store though, Asimo did actually give us some news here on Twitter, and Epic Tank also released a gameplay video, and in that video we actually have a new feature in the jewelry store. Before that though, the first thing that Asimo says here on Twitter is they are thrilled to announce that we have a new jewelry store for Jailbreak. This classic was once about the police officers outside, not the deadly laser mess inside. We've fixed this with a new design and 2 floors and ideas from the past and present, arriving this Friday, today. And then here in the replies I ask Asimo if it'll have randomly generated floors, to which here he says floors will now be individually random instead of bundled together, so you'll have a completely different combo each time. So pretty much what this means is when you're robbing the jewelry store, instead of having the same set of lasers every single time, it'll be a completely different layout each time. Another thing he said is that the jewelry store will now only have 2 floors of lasers instead. So what I'm assuming this will look like is the bottom floor here will be for collecting the jewels and stuff, and then we'll have 2 more floors for, you know, your normal obstacles, and then we'll have the final floor here, something like this or this for the exit and then jumping off the building. Asimo did also say here on Twitter that the new jewelry store will be launching with only 3 different variants. However, there will be some more coming soon, so maybe next week we'll get some more. Obviously, having only 3 different versions of the jewelry store will get pretty boring pretty fast, so I'm assuming they'll get to that pretty quickly. But now for the new feature coming in the jewelry store here, it's actually something really cool. So pretty much everybody knows by now that whenever you escape the jewelry store here in Jailbreak, you're typically supposed to jump off the roof like this and parachute over to the criminal base. However, now in this update that will no longer be the case, and they're actually adding zip lines into the game. Back over here on Twitter again, Epic Tank gave us a video of this, and this is what it looks like. So pretty much how it works now is when you escape the jewelry store, you quickly get on a zipline and you pretty much just fly over to the criminal base. Based on this video, it also seems like there's 2 different ways you could go, one heading closer to the garage and one over here by the actual criminal base itself. And I just realized this looks really cursed in reverse. Anyways, there is actually another thing here in this video that I do want to point out, and that is that the city changed a lot. All of the buildings here are significantly shorter, and over there in the distance, we actually have the same cranes and wrecking balls that we have at the jewelry store right now, right over the garage. So maybe for the next update here in Jailbreak, the garage will be getting a revamp. This area right here will probably get completely torn out, and then the garage here with a hanging invisible sign will probably get moved somewhere over here like how it used to be. Or maybe they're just going to completely tear out all of these buildings and have a completely open parking lot just for the garage. Because, well, right now the garage here in the city is very secluded, and also not to mention, but the garage is also just in a very inconvenient position anyways, because if you're a new player here and you don't own the mobile garage and stuff, you got to go all the way around here, go like this, turn around something like this, drive over here, and then into the garage. Previously how it used to be is this purple building used to be the garage, and where the garage is right now used to be a parking lot, so whenever you were coming through the highway here, what you would do is when you escape jail, you immediately drive down here, and then you would be able to go straight into the garage. No need to do all of this here, drive around here, go like this, then go in the garage, hit the pole on your way in. So yeah, I'm hoping what they do here is just make it more convenient and also look better, because yeah, this hanging sign is very weird. And actually, yet another thing here in this video is I don't see the tallest building anywhere. Like from this angle here, we should be able to see the tallest building, as you guys could see here. So maybe they redid it or something? I'm honestly really hoping they did because, well, this building just looks really ugly. But yeah, either way, Rising City in this update is going to be changing quite a bit. The jewelry store is being completely redone. All of the buildings are changing. For some reason, the Jailbreak construction company is deciding to reverse build their buildings and shrink them. So I guess with this update, it should no longer be called Rising City and it should be called Sinking City because it's only going down. I'm not really too sure why Asimo made all of the buildings so tall if he was just going to shrink them back down anyways. But yeah, anyways, that right there is pretty much everything coming in this new Jailbreak update that we know of so far. Asimo did say that they will be a little bit more secretive with updates from now on, so it will be a little bit more of a surprise when they do release like the military base was. But yeah, like I said, this new update should be releasing today, so make sure to stay tuned for that. And so yeah, until then, that's pretty much it.